Ready?
Sí, listo. Well, first of all, in the minds of the local people here, this used to be kind of like the bohemian spot where we all used to come and hang out and chill out on Frenchmen. I'm gonna say before Katrina, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s, Frenchmen Street was the spot, right? It was different than say like Bourbon Street, right? And it was real artistic, real cool, no trouble, and very bohemian. So what we started doing was, local people started telling everybody else. So, well, they would say, well, where did the local people go? Well, if you want to come kick it with us, you come on Frenchmen Street. Of course, everybody came. So you can see what it is now. Not everybody's crazy about that, you know, because it used to be kind of like a home feeling place to go out at night. But it is good for business, high energy. Now the street itself is named after a group of Frenchmen who were executed, who were hung on that street. As a matter of fact, it's an artist named Jim Belger. He's a real cool cat. He's one of the descendants of those Frenchmen, and that's why it's called Frenchmen Street.
I am Kate Gaar. I have the Frenchmen Art Market. The year before I opened, I was down on down on Frenchmen for Jazz Fest, and it was all baby boomers just around. I mean, you could just tell they were like ready to spend their money. I mean, on anything around. So I was like, all right, next year we're going to do something down on Frenchmen Street, and I didn't know what yet. And then there was like this empty lot. And I knew that they were cracking down on artists selling on the street, which were a lot of my friends. This artist here, Ben, was one of the main reasons I made it. So this way they're off the street, it's legit. And then I didn't even know if it was gonna work. I just thought we'll put up a bunch of lights, and if it works, great. If not, I can throw myself a party anytime with all these lights.
So how was it received? What was the people's reactions when it opened?
Mind blowing. I mean, it was really like something to experience, something that's so well received and loved by everyone. All the businesses have been very wonderful and supportive because I don't do any live music, I don't do any food, I don't do any alcohol. And I tell everyone that is the rest of the street's responsibility. So all the business owners love me, and then the artists do, because they, you know, this is how they make their living. Everything is just designed around people that are out and about to spend money other than, you know, alcohol or food. You know, like this is, yeah, catch them while they're out and about and having a good time, definitely.
I'm Heather Kenyon, one of the local artists at Frenchmen Art Market. What I do is art focused on psychology and interior design, you know, two of my greatest passions. And it's a piece that's really multidimensional, you know, so you can enjoy it for the psychology aspect, but you don't have to be a psych buff to get it. You can enjoy it for colors and the playfulness. I use recycled materials to manipulate the paint and then remove it from the canvas, and it leaves behind this brilliant coloration and texture. And what I do is then I go back in with Sharpies. And kind of like when you're a kid and you look at the clouds, I look at the texture the same way. And the longer I look at it, the more I begin to see definitive subject matter. And I carry that a step further to fill it full of these micro images to when they're done. You know, there could be anywhere from like 50 to 1,000 images within the subject. But really it's infinite because no two people have the same experiences or experience a cloud the same way. And then they're sealed with enamel to protect the line work. And that's, gives them that nice finished look. I mean, my first year I dedicated to working in Baton Rouge. You know, I mean, Baton Rouge and New Orleans are really two different beasts, but I dedicated the year of, let me give this a go, put all my time, all my energy, all my money into this to see if I can create something out of this to help my son, you know, take care of my son and take care of my bills. And the first year, you know, I maybe made a couple $100, you know, so it's like, you know, do you give up or do you keep going? And right at the start of my second year of doing it, everything took off. You know, I got accepted into this market. I started coming into New Orleans, started doing big festivals. And, you know, I mean, at this point, I've sold over 450 paintings within the last 3 years.
I'm Jose Fernandez, photographer. The work is about the human condition. You know, it's about humanity. It's about the struggles of people in their daily lives, and also about the heroic quality of that effort. You know, the micro heroic acts that everybody does throughout the lives in every day to survive and to make it in this world. I think that the art market really has helped me as an artist, because for one thing, it made me produce, and also the most important thing is they helped me verbalize the work, which is something that a lot of artists are not good at doing.
We have just such a range of artists, and with this city, you know, a lot of them, it's crazy, a lot of them, once they get in here and they're doing a little bit, they move on quickly to other opportunities that they have found through this. And then other ones will stay a little bit longer because they have this income, this reliable income. Then they can take the chance and risk to do other types of art, which, you know, I think it's a hard thing, because when you have to have a job and do your art, then you're sticking with just the basic. It's hard to grow as an artist.
Mi nombre es Ramiro, viniendo de Cuba, y estoy acá en este mercado desde agosto pasado. Generalmente trabajo, acá le llaman stoneware y underglazes. Es un mercado conocido internacionalmente. Gente que llega acá a New Orleans, muchas veces llegan preguntando, ¿dónde es el mercado que me han comentado tanto de Frenchmen? 10 each or for 35?
Oruko Mini, Marcus Shango Doyin Akin Lana. My name is Marcus Shango Doyin Akin Lana. I've sold a lot of art in my lifetime. I'm mostly known around the world for doing murals and public sculptures. This is a little taste of some of the smaller works that I've done in my studio. There's no one theme, but obviously because I'm right here on Frenchmen Street, right next to the famous French Quarter, the Vucare, then one of the main themes is Ashawa, which means our culture in Yoruba language. In Yoruba language, Ashawa, our culture. So with this has a heavy influence from, say, like the Afro-Louisiana culture.
I was raised with attorneys and artists. I was, you know, and I was raised, you cannot make a living being an artist. And this is my proving them wrong. Artists aren't business people at all. And this is giving them, set it and forget it. We're gonna show y'all how to price, how to set up, and they build up their own confidence on selling their own stuff, which is a huge deal. You know, it reinforces what they're doing is good, and they're in the right direction.
I never would have thought, you know, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, that I would have sold that many paintings, that many people would want to own my work, you know, because I was created for me, you know, so to actually have somebody be like, I will give you legit money for what you do, you know, it's an awesome experience.
I think this has changed people's lives. It's definitely changed mine. I mean, these people are my family.
First thing we all do when we get here is like it's a whole group of hugs and like, how was your week? How was your sales? It's just like catching up with family, yeah. Well, because, you know, without each other, we're not going to continue to grow.
Si un día tienes una noche regular, decimos, deja ver qué tienes ahí que voy a comprar yo y nos apoyamos unos a otros.
Well, I don't feel like anybody owes us anything. However, I think that we're bringing a big blessing to the planet, and that's why people do support us. And they love it because it's a mutual interchange, it's intercambio. It's beneficial to all.
This belongs in New Orleans. This fits the narrative of New Orleans as the bohemian city of artists and musicians. So to have, in a place so unexpected, to have an art market as Frenchmen Street, which is a night venue for music, to have an art market is kind of an unexpected thing and a welcoming thing.
Some of this stuff here you could get so much cooler than you could buy anywhere in the world, you know? So I think taking the time to walk through a market like this or any kind of art event, I think people would be surprised with what they could find, you know, and it would be well worth it to them, you know, and unique and different. So.
Just look around. This city is a classic example of people being entrepreneurs and making a living and raising families with their art, with their music, with their culture, and also doing it for love, pure love and passion. No business involved, because a lot of things that we're doing, we would do anyway. Whether there was money involved or not, we've already done it.
I think with just the artists that we have, the New Orleans artists that we have in our space, they represent everything that I know of this city. And yeah, this is the best representation of the city right
Are
here.
you proud of how it has grown?
Yeah, never in a million years. Most people can't experience this kind of success. And I was lucky to take the chance, and it was so well received.